I am 63 years old, and I am sitting at my kitchen table right now, staring at a box that just ruined my life. Not ruined it the way you think, not like a fire or a diagnosis or a phone call at 2 in the morning. No. This box ruined my life by telling me the truth. And the truth, when it comes 40 years too late, doesn't heal you. It guts you. It's a cardboard box, taped shut, got office, personal, written on the side in my own handwriting. I brought it home from my retirement party 2 years ago, and I never opened it. It sat in the back of my closet like a time capsule I was saving for a rainy day. Well, today it's pouring. The kitchen smells like burnt coffee because I forgot the pot on the burner again. There's nobody here to remind me. The only sound is that clock on the wall, ticking away like it's counting everything I've already lost. I opened the box about an hour ago. Inside, stacked neat as a filing cabinet, are all my old office ID badges, every single one, stretching back to 1986. Laminated faces of a man getting older, one plastic card at a time. The first one, I'm 23, full head of dark hair, smile so wide you'd think I just won the lottery. I picked it up and I thought I'd feel pride. I thought I'd feel something warm. Instead, my hands started trembling, and they haven't stopped since. I climbed every rung of the ladder. Let me tell you what was waiting at the top. Nothing. Nobody. And the worst part? I didn't even check what wall the ladder was leaning against. Not once. I just kept climbing. So let me tell you my story, because I need you to hear this before you make the same mistake I did. Before the clock runs out and you're sitting alone in a kitchen that smells like stale coffee, holding a plastic card with your own face on it, wondering where everybody went. I was hungry from the beginning. You have to understand that. I grew up without much. And I made a promise to myself when I was 17 years old that my family would never feel that kind of want, that my kids would have everything I didn't. I meant it. I meant it with every cell in my body. And that promise, that beautiful, noble-sounding promise, became the lie I told myself for the next 4 decades. The lie was simple. 5 words. If I provide enough, they'll understand. They'll understand why Dad missed dinner. They'll understand why Dad works weekends. They'll understand why Dad couldn't make it to the school play, the soccer game, the Saturday morning pancakes. Because Dad is building something. Dad is sacrificing. Dad is doing this for them. I got my first real promotion at 28, junior manager. I remember the smell of that office, leather chairs, printer toner, fresh carpet. I called my wife from my new desk and she screamed with joy. I could hear my daughter babbling in the background. She was 2. I told myself, this is why I do it. This right here, that joy in my wife's voice. Regional manager at 34, vice president at 41, senior vice president at 49. Every title louder than the last, every conference room bigger, every handshake firmer. I collected promotions like trophies. I walked into buildings and people knew my name. They stood up straighter when I passed. I had authority. I had respect. I had a reserved parking spot with my name on a brass plate. And every single evening I came home to a house that got quieter. At first, my wife would ask when I'd be home. I'd say 7. I'd walk in at 9. She'd have a plate wrapped in foil on the counter. After a few years, she stopped asking. The plate was just there. Then after a few more years, the plate stopped being there too. She'd say, "There's leftovers in the fridge." Then even that stopped. She just went to bed. I told myself she understood. My daughter stopped drawing me in her family pictures somewhere around 2nd grade. I didn't even notice until my wife mentioned it at a dinner I was barely present for. She said it soft, almost like she was talking to herself. "Katie drew our family today. It was just me and her and the dog." I nodded. I probably checked my phone. I probably said something like, "That's cute." I mistook their silence for support. I thought quiet meant content. I thought the absence of complaint meant the presence of approval. I was wrong. Quiet meant they'd given up asking. It meant the door had closed so gently I never heard it shut. Now I sit here. No boardroom, no brass plate. The TV plays during dinner because the silence without it is unbearable. I eat alone, and the only voice in this house is the evening news anchor telling me about things that don't matter to me either. I confuse being needed at work with being needed at all. Let me tell you about the day everything cracked open. My retirement party was on a Friday. Conference room B on the 4th floor. I'd spent 38 years in that building, and they gave me conference room B, not even a big one. The walls were beige, the kind of beige that doesn't even try. Someone had ordered a sheet cake from the grocery store, and it was already wilting under the fluorescent lights. The frosting said, "Happy retirement, Richard," with an exclamation point that felt like it was trying too hard. About 30 people showed up, maybe 35. Some of them I'd worked with for 15 years. They clapped when I walked in, but it was that hollow kind of applause, the kind where people are already thinking about what they're having for lunch. My boss gave a speech, used the word dedication 4 times, said I was one of a kind. Then he checked his watch. The whole thing lasted 45 minutes. I drove home with a box of badges on the passenger seat. I remember feeling triumphant. I remember thinking, I did it. I actually did it. 38 years, and I made it all the way to the top. I patted that box like it was a trophy, like it contained the proof of a life well spent. When I got home, the house was empty. My wife had passed 3 years earlier. Heart attack, quick. She was in the garden, and then she wasn't. My son lives in Denver. My daughter lives 40 minutes away, which might as well be 40 years with how often I see her. I sat down at this kitchen table, this same one, the overhead light buzzing that faint fluorescent hum, the refrigerator clicking on and off, no other sound, no music, no laughter, no grandkids running through the hallway, just me in a box. I cut the tape and pulled the badges out one by one. I laid them across the table in order. 1986, 1989, 1993, 1997, 2001, 2004, 2007, 2011, 2016, 2020. Each one had my face, a little older, a little more tired. Each one had an issue date and an expiration date stamped in small print on the back, and that's when I saw it. My 2004 badge was renewed on September 14th. September 14th, 2004. My daughter Katie's 8th birthday. I was at a security office getting a new badge photo taken while my little girl was blowing out candles somewhere without me. I don't even remember where they had the party. I couldn't tell you if it was at the house or a park or a restaurant. I wasn't there. I was standing in front of a white backdrop, straightening my tie, smiling for a camera that would laminate my face onto a card I'd clip to my chest every morning, like it was a Medal of Honor. I picked up the 2011 badge. June, the same week my son Michael graduated high school. I remember now, vaguely. I told him I'd try to make it. I said the word try, like it was a gift, like the possibility of my presence was supposed to be enough. I didn't make it. I was onboarding a new team. Then the 2016 badge, our wedding anniversary, the last one my wife ever acknowledged. She'd stopped planning dinners for it years before, but that year I found out later she'd bought a new dress. She'd made a reservation. She sat at a restaurant for 45 minutes alone before she called a cab and came home. I was in a different city, a security clearance upgrade. I didn't even call her that day, not even a text. The badges lay across the table like a timeline, but not a timeline of my career, a timeline of everything I missed. Every laminated smile was taken on a day my family needed me somewhere else, and I chose the badge every single time. The house was so quiet I could hear my own breathing, that refrigerator humming like it was the only thing in the world that still had a purpose. I picked up my phone and called Katie. It rang 4 times. She picked up and her voice was polite, friendly even, but distant. The way you'd talk to a neighbor you wave at but never invite inside. I asked if I could come by on Sunday, maybe see the kids. She said, "We're actually pretty busy this weekend, Dad. Maybe next month." Maybe next month. She said it without guilt, without anger. That's what broke me. There was no resentment in her voice. There was nothing. She'd simply stopped expecting me to show up. It wasn't a punishment. It was just the way things were now. I'd been edited out of my own family like a character written off a show. No dramatic exit. They just stopped writing lines for me. They didn't leave me. I need you to understand that. Nobody walked out. Nobody slammed a door. They simply stopped waiting. And when you stop waiting for someone long enough, you stop needing them. And when you stop needing them, you stop noticing they're gone. That box sits on my mantel now, right next to the spot where a family photo used to hang. I moved the photo years ago. I can't remember why. Maybe it felt like it belonged to someone else's life. I pick up a badge sometimes, the early ones, where I'm young. They weigh almost nothing, thin plastic, a clip on the back, lighter than a birthday candle. But I swear to you, each one feels heavier than the memories I never made, heavier than the sound of my daughter blowing out candles I never saw, heavier than the chair I left empty so many times that they eventually just removed it from the table. My mornings now have no shape, No alarm, no urgency. Nobody is expecting me anywhere. I wake up when I wake up. I make coffee. I burn it. I sit. Outside my window, I can hear the neighbors' children playing in their yard, screaming and laughing the way kids do when the world is still small enough to be exciting. And the sound comes through the glass and lands in my living room like a ghost. This house smells like dust and lemon cleaning spray. That's what an unvisited house smells like. Not dirty, not neglected, just preserved. Like a museum nobody comes to anymore. Last month I went to my granddaughter's recital, Lily. She's 7. Beautiful girl. Plays the violin like she's arguing with it, but she tries so hard it makes your chest ache. Afterward, she ran up to me in the lobby and grabbed my hand and pulled me toward a little girl with pigtails. She said, "This is my grandpa. He works a lot." I've been retired for 2 years. 2 years. And my own granddaughter still describes me by my absence. That's my legacy. Not the titles, not the badges, not the 38 years of dedication that my boss mentioned 4 times at a party nobody will remember. My legacy is the empty chair, the missing face in the drawing, the man who works a lot, even when he doesn't work at all. Those badges on the mantel, they're proof I mattered, proof I had access, proof I had clearance and authority and seniority. But they're proof I mattered to people who replaced me within a week of my leaving. They posted the job listing before my retirement cake was in the trash. The building didn't skip a beat. My parking spot had a new name on it by Monday. And now I want to talk to you. Yes, you. The one watching this right now. I see you. I know you. Because you're me, 30 years ago, and you don't even know it yet. You, checking your email at the dinner table, while your kid is telling you about something that happened at school. Something small, something stupid, something that in 15 years you would sell your soul to hear one more time. You, missing the Tuesday night nothing moments because you've got a deadline. Let me tell you something about that deadline. It will not remember your name. It will pass. Another one will take its place, and another, and another. But that Tuesday night, your kid sitting cross-legged on the floor asking you to watch them do something silly, that Tuesday night has an expiration date, and you will not get a notification when it's gone. Put the phone down, close the laptop, go home. Not tomorrow, not this weekend. Tonight. Right now if you can. Nobody at my funeral is going to list my titles. Nobody is going to stand at the podium and say, "He really nailed that Q3 report in 2011. They're going to talk about the kind of man I was. And right now, the truest thing anyone could say about me is, he wasn't there. Your kids will not remember your salary. They will not remember your title or your corner office or the car you drove. They will remember the chair, whether it was full or empty. That's it. That's the whole test. And I failed it. I'm pushing this box across the table now. I don't want to look at it anymore. 38 years of climbing and I can fit the proof into a shoebox. 38 years of missing everything that mattered, and it weighs less than 3 pounds. The ladder doesn't care who's climbing it. It never did. It'll hold anyone. It'll let anyone up. But the people standing at the bottom, the ones who love you, the ones who used to look up and wave and call your name, and ask you to please come down for just one evening, they stop looking up eventually. And when you finally come down, and you will come down, everyone comes down, you'll find the ground empty, and you'll stand there holding a box full of badges with your own face on them, wondering why no one waited. Don't be me, please. Don't be me.